I'm not happy with me and my partner's sex life. My father is mentally ill, and I do not enjoy being around him, but I am the only person he has. Advice appreciated on navigating this. I'm not happy with me and my partner's sex life. I, 24 female, have been with my partner, 28 male, for 2 years. Some backstory: my last boyfriend was incredible in bed and really went out of his way to do everything I liked, and vice versa. It was probably the best sex of my life. My current partner is very underwhelming in bed. I don't want my ex anymore at all, but I'm so frustrated I find myself fantasizing about the sex we used to have, which is annoying. Anyway, with my current partner it's always the same. We will be cuddling at night before bed, and that's when he will initiate it. Usually once a week, sometimes two. He does the same foreplay every time. And then we always have sex in the same position. He has given me oral once, but wonders why I'm hesitant to give him oral when I used to give a lot. Like, hello, it's not reciprocated. I've stated that so many times and he just never gets the hint, I guess. I try to initiate it during the day and he always pushes me away or says later baby. He won't have sex unless it's right before bed or right when we wake up. It's never spontaneous or anywhere besides our bed. He doesn't even kiss me beforehand. He will just randomly start touching me while we're laying in bed. The sex itself isn't the best, but I could accept it with some changes. It's very quick, usually 5 minutes. The longest he went once was about 15 minutes and he was drunk off whiskey. He doesn't talk to me during sex or do anything that I have said I like, such as choking, spanking, biting. It's always the same, boring sex. I have tried talking about it nicely, but nothing improves. He really loves me and does a lot for me, so I feel a bit selfish if I leave him because of the sex. I'm not sure how to handle this situation, because I have tried talking about it. I've tried telling him during sex what I like, and I've tried talking about it outside of the bedroom. I'm just frustrated. It's kinda affected my self-esteem, because it's made me feel like I'm not very sexy simply because there's nothing sexy about my sex life. My father is mentally ill, and I do not enjoy being around him, but I am the only person he has. Advice appreciated on navigating this. Hi, my dad has mental health issues that he's never gotten help for, and it creates serious stress for me, 26 female divided by dad 60 male. When he and my mom were married, his mind sort of snapped one day after his brother died and he was never the same. My mom had a high-risk pregnancy with me and he was extremely emotionally abusive to her during that time. When I was a week old, he accused my mom of having an affair with his boss, which didn't happen obviously, and told her to watch her ass. My mom took this as a threat and had my grandparents come help her pack, and she left while he was at work. 26 years ago. Think, can I level insanity? I've never been close to my dad, though he has always desperately tried to have a relationship with me, and I know how much he loves me. He forced the court to get every other weekend visitation when I was a kid, which I hated and was always scared to go to his house. For a long time, this was just normal to me. He was like an annoying pest that I had to have in my life because he's my dad. I didn't really process the full severity of how much this traumatized my mom until recently, but as I've gotten older, the more of a liability he feels like to me in my life. I am almost positive he has bipolar, but refuse to get help because God is the only therapy he needs. Again, can I level? He is a total asshole to staff anywhere we go. I've left big tips and I'm so sorry notes on receipts over the years. Last time we went out for dinner, he had like 5 cocktails and tried to hold my hand, which was weird. He gets good jobs, then loses them just as fast for getting into conflicts with his boss. He makes $90K a year and has nothing to show for it. No savings or assets. He had a cardiac episode a year ago and I had to go to his house to get his medications and was shocked by what I saw. The house was covered in trash. His dog had torn up all of the furniture. Mold was growing on the walls. It was horrid. He rents and would easily be evicted if his landlord walked in. I was so shocked. I called his best friend and his brother behind his back for advice. They both gave some tips but warned me he will not listen and I needed to tread carefully. He is estranged from his brother, of course, because of slights over the years. My uncle is a really nice guy. Different political views, but he has made a good life for himself. Apparently my father has been sending him profane gifts and hateful letters. I tried to gently talk to my dad about the state of his house and he just finds excuse after excuse and will not listen to me. He says he only cares about the yard and the interior isn't important. I said I refuse to enter his property unless he cleans up, which he hasn't done. After this episode, I saw a very possible trajectory. He loses his job again, our landlord does a surprise visit, gets evicted, no money, no savings, becomes homeless, my responsibility. It is not fair that because he has chosen to not help himself, this will be my problem someday. I'm not rich, but I do hope to be able to build my own nice life in the coming years, which I can't do if I have to become his caretaker. I avoid talking to him as much as I can. When I do, he'll usually yell at me for ignoring him, or drone on about his grass-cutting method. I feel bad because he's always asking me to do things with him, and honestly I just don't want to. This sounds horrible, but some days I wish he wasn't here. He takes nothing I say seriously, and it makes me furious that he refuses to take ownership and responsibility for his life, and blames everyone else. Then I think about how he treated my mom, and how she was the only one who supported me. I think I've inherited some of his bad genes, and I go to great lengths to be the opposite of him by taking care of myself, going to therapy, and being overly kind, apologetic, and self-aware. I don't know what to do. Cutting him off completely feels cruel, but I need him to try to help himself. But he is too blind to see he is the cause of all of his problems in life. It's all everyone else's fault.